I've got a cracker episode for you here today. Check this Coinfessions Rekt out. I took out 3 credit cards to start a MemeCoin project. I registered a company, I used my engineer skills and outsourced labor in a cheaper country. Completed the project. It was really good, but no one bought into it. Now I am broke and starting from not zero, but sub-zero. So welcome to crypto, friend. You thought this was easy, huh? Oh, just make a token, release a token, put some pictures out, people buy it? No. No. You want to navigate crypto? I'm here to navigate it for you. We are digital nations, digital countries, also digital book clubs. We live on the internet. So when you live on the internet, the liquidity rails are very fast. So a lot of people think, whoa, that means money can go really fast from other people's wallet into my wallet. Yeah, that's what people think. Then reality slaps you on the ass and says, what are you going to do about it? I slapped you and your girlfriend on the ass. And guess what? She's my girlfriend now. Okay? So that's how it feels like. And crypto really does that to you. We live on a digital island. Because the liquidity rail's fast, it can go in fast, it can exit fast. But you also got to think about the competition. The competition of altcoins, meme coins, everything else, it doesn't matter what you call them. Everything with a community. Every coin you see is just a representation of a group of people who are in that community. That's it. You're seeing sub-communities everywhere, yeah? See, we see coin ticker logo. So we say, oh, coin. It's more like country, but we don't say country. We just say community, right? That's how we see it. That's how I see it. That's how it actually is, you know? Because the more people that join a community, they have a tendency to buy the coin, which is more fascinating for you. You don't actually have to tell people to buy a coin. Newsflash, you don't actually have to tell it to them. You have to say, just join the community. And they'll find a way how to buy the coin. The market will naturally reprice itself. I mean, you would even do that as well. Imagine you saw 1 million people and they had an official coin and they never told anybody to buy the coin. It was 1 million people, there was an official coin, but they were just in a Telegram and they're just hanging out. You'd be like, and imagine you saw that coin for 100K market cap. You're like, crap, the official coin's 100K market cap? Try get in. All right, it won't be 100K market cap. It would reflect that 1 million people. How big would it be? Well, Shiba Inu has about 1.3 million holders. So if you had 1 million people in network, you're probably looking at a 20, anywhere from a 15 to 30 billion market cap-ish. Maybe 10 to 40. Let's say that 10 to 40 billion market cap for around 1 million people. Now, of course, you might say, well, which people? 1 million people from Uganda is different to 1 million people from the US of A. I know, but I'm just using a rough estimate here for you. So I've written here, right, MemeCoin factory issues. Because this gentle sir took out 3 credit cards to start up a MemeCoin project. So that's why it's tough, friends. If you really want to find the best coin, some people take it into their own hands. They go, hey, why don't we go make the best coin? All right, let's control the future. We are the future. Not so easy. You got to build a community. How do you build a community? Go study cults. Go study cults. You have to keep people in there. They need to have an inherent want, a demand, baseline demand, developed such that they don't want to leave. Bitcoin has it. It's got the religious story. You'll never be able to get people that spiritual feeling. The first crypto on the internet, the first one, it's the Bible. Yeah. Dogecoin, the founder abandons the dog, runs up, magical story. Okay, these things have them, these aura about them. You have got to create an aura. How can you create an aura? Good luck. Just saying, they're unicorns, man. You know what I mean? Everything is unique. Doesn't mean don't try, but for the most part, there is a bit of special magic to keep people here. It's kind of like if there were like 100 countries, but we invented teleport, travel. You could go travel to any single country, but they all had the same tax rates. Where would you go live? Think about it. You're like, oh, if they all have the same tax rate and I can go anywhere, where would I go live? You know, maybe it depends on the view. Maybe. But maybe the best view in each country is like super expensive anyway. And you don't really need the best view because you can just kind of like teleport outside of the city and get a cheap property. Makes you think. So where would you be? Maybe where your friends are. Very interesting, right? So whoever have the most expensive friends would have the highest value. Very interesting. Now we have crypto. Yeah, the more people of higher value, higher net worth, right? It creates a higher bid in the place. Interesting, right? So as we move throughout this bull market, friends, I want you to think about that. Okay, look at this guy. Now I'm broken, starting from not zero plus sub-zero. Okay, he said no one bought into the coin. Sad tale, but that's like welcome to life. Everyone sees that, right? Especially when you live in a world where you have 50,000 freaking JPEG coins being made every 5 seconds, right? What we saw earlier, you know, recently, we've seen Pump Fund made an update where they're now giving creator revenue sharing. Okay, I reported this when it first came out. Creator revenue sharing. So it's funny, people got their thinking caps on. They go, oh, wow, that's great. Is it? But doesn't do anything, friends. We've already tried this. You can't throw enough incentives to get people to not be scammers. You just can't do it. People will always value the dollar in their hand that they can steal almost infinitely more than just delaying gratification. People who are scamming, they have rejected every analogy about watering a plant and delaying gratification and the marshmallow test that you can find. Every single thing. They literally don't care. They'll steal anything. You know, there are people out there, they will break into a car, they see a $5 note. They'll do that. Right? Even though society has all these incentives not to do it. You know what I mean? Oh, there's cameras here and there's this and that and you go to jail. It doesn't matter. Right? So Pump Fund giving 50% of revenue to token creators. A reminder as well, as you're venturing out, 99.9% of tokens are literally rug scams. 99.9%. And that number is not exaggeration. So the real number as well, we know the stats. 99.9% total rug scams get abandoned. The dev sells. They take their $500, $20. They don't care. Friends, there are evil scammers. They've been the lucky chosen ones. They have a network effect of people trying to copy trade them when everyone comes in, and they just have an influx of new people. This is on Solana. And they just get rinsed. They buy a coin because someone buys a coin, and then the guy just dumps them. There's a guy literally, he's clicking every day. He's selling like $100 or $500 on everybody, multiple times a day. He buys him with $500, goes up 2x, everyone gets in, he gets out. Well, and then people realize after a week or two that it's not working, then they stop. But as long as the SOL price goes up, there's more food for him. So it's kind of wild how actually all appears. But yeah, these people are like the top of the top. Like they're just one of the chosen ones. You can't replicate that. I can't either. Also, more interesting stats. So a Pump Fund or JPEG coin, right? The average liquidity is only there for 72 hours as well. 72 hours, huh? What? Yeah, 72 hours. That's it, 3 days before it goes to zero. Actually starts going to zero before that. So you've already bought the top by that point. Then they peak out in like 24 hours. Then spend another 24 hours dropping. But yeah, by 72 hours, it's all over. So these things have very, very, very short lifespans. That's why you need to see a bigger demonstration of commitment. That's why sometimes seeing tattoos, you know, more respected individuals. I mean, it's tough. There's scammers everywhere. Like people try to game every single thing that they can get, right? With the token revenue sharing though, right? The thing is though, now all community takeover. So what happens is whenever there's a trade, half of the fee of the trade, I think 0.05% goes to the person who created the token. So I think they said something like, if you do $10 million of trading volume, the token creator will get like $5,000 for the day, right? Which is, I know that's huge on something like Pulsar, but on Solana, there's a lot of coins that did that. Yeah, but successful ones, you know what I mean? There's rare. Like so many of them rug before. So I guess the intention is to help slow down rugs, but we know that's not going to happen. They're going to try all these things. Here's money to basically, you know, invest in the future and not rug and do all these. But I'll tell you right now, man, like hold the gun to people's head. They're still rugging. They're literally still rugging. You have all the thieves and everything out here. The casino only works as long as people think that they can make money. If they think they're just getting rugged 24/7, you don't have a growth of people coming in. But the growth of people coming in depends on a native spear token price. So if people are coming into Solana, Sol land, and Sol keeps going up, the wealth of the citizens go up, and then they'll keep punting in the casino until we like play out the whole bull market and rinse into everybody in the next bear market. By the way, Solana's in a third cycle curse next bear market, so we'll see how that plays out too. But yeah, there are coin launch pads everywhere. All right. As I mentioned here, average JPEG coin lasts 72 hours before death. So like it really is tough as well, right? People are just shifting around stories and narratives. What's to trade? What's to do? What's to do this? And it makes a lot of people frustrated because they say, well, what about utility and fundamentals? But friends, we live in an open source world now. Everything's open source. We have AI. Do you get it? If you make something cool, AI is going to learn what's cool and it will split it up and your edge gets chopped away. It literally does. If you are just internet-based, good luck, dude. Good luck. What are you even selling? Entry into a community? That's what you're doing. That's why, well, in the real world, analog world, people have like supply contracts and distribution stuff, right? Where they have an edge, like, oh, you know, maybe we, we buy our oil in bulk and then we make our own trucks, right? And we, you know what I mean? To make the travel shorter, to increase the, you know, the effectiveness of the business. Or a restaurant. The same thing out here, you know, like we grow our own chicken eggs and stuff, right? From the chicken egg vending machine. That's where we get them from. So that's the difference in the real world. But this is crypto. Worlds are changing. And what's going to happen? We have a 3D printer. And then all those things that out there get made, right? So the world's changing, especially the next 15 years. We're going to see some mind-blowing stuff. So in a world of hyper competition in crypto, you know, it's tough, but you're basically trading Mindshare and these like bouncy ball moments of things flicking around. Okay, that's literally what we're doing. Okay, but it always comes down to that one thing, that meme cult religion archetype. Do you see tattoos? Do you see commitment? You know, Hex has staking lockups. It's something to think about. It's a show of commitment that people are in there. But even then, right, if people are still very, very committed, does that necessarily mean the growth rate of new people is coming in? It doesn't necessarily mean that. You can have diehard believers, but your growth rate can still be zero. Just everybody's super believe. But you probably think on average, super diehard believers, their passion is contagious enough to keep the thing alive, which is probably what you're betting on most of the time. The more someone believes, the more inclined they are to talk about it. So logically, that should follow. But at least you're now filtering stuff in your mind between like your average, you know, stock standard pump fund trash and coins and communities that are trying to grow to something more. Like, subscribe, but and all. Catch you soon.